Okay, good evening. Hi everyone, welcome to Figment RP. I'm Itamar, and this is Tarren's Adventures. Everyone who's here, feel free to say hi in chat. If you want to participate today, if you just want to hang out and watch and enjoy the story, say hi so that we know that you're here. So, some explanation. If someone's here for the first time or watching for the first time, this is a game in which you play the hero Tarren Hall, seen here. This is the portrait or the full body image of Tarren. Tarren lives in a big, dirty capital city called Oriad, and every week is a new adventure where I'm the game master and you can play the main character. So, how do we do this? Whenever I ask you, what do you do? Is if I would, just as I would ask a player in a face-to-face one-on-one game, you, the viewers, can vote. And you can vote using one of these 4 commands: book, dagger, fist, and palm, which you can see here. Each one represents a different kind of attitude, a different kind of approach to the current situation. So, for example, book is using your knowledge and your craft, being crafty, trying to construct the perfect solution. Dagger, however, is being stealthy or deceptive, trying to do something without being noticed or misleading somebody else. And so on. Fist and palm have their own meanings, and you can see them here written out. I'm going to try to keep the screen on this part as much as possible, so that you can remind yourself of the option whenever you vote. And then at other times, I'm going to have the screen here so that we can remind ourselves of Tarren's abilities. This is a little bit cramped here. Maybe we'll try to. No, not this. We'll try to minimize this part. Probably is going to be the yeah. Just do this. Do this, and then bring this up a little bit, so that you can see what I roll if you really want to. Yeah, you really want to keep track of the dice rolling that I do when there is a fight or any kind of skill challenge, or anything else that requires a dice roll. But you can also see the skills that Tarren has. There's quite a few skills here. As you can see, Tarren has some affinity to magic, but mostly Tarren knows how to climb, pick locks, sneak around, get around traps, and do stuff like that, like a classic D&D rogue. Hey Sally, good evening. Nice to see you here. I'm just explaining again what's going on for people who might be here for the first time. I don't know if any of them are here with us today. Yeah, this is Tarren. This is the character sheet. Going a little bit further down, you can see that there's some more information here. Some more. This is the equipment list. This is my cat. Hello, cat. Nice to see you, cat. Hello. Say hi to the people. He's uncomfortable. He's uncomfortable with how he's been acting. Really, he has nothing to complain about. I should be thankful I don't throw him out the window, really. Alright. So, yeah, so this is the list of equipment that we have. Some useful equipment. Some of it is stuff that you don't necessarily know how to use expertly yet, but that could be something that might be useful in the future. It's all stuff that you've decided in past games, past adventures, not to sell off. You didn't want to sell them just for a quick buck. You wanted to keep them and have them handy for later, maybe when you develop new abilities, or maybe when you develop new connections with people who might find these books and these wizards knickknacks useful. So it's going to be either for you or for somebody else. Yeah, so we're going to be able to start in just a second. Sally, if you're alone here, you're going to be the only one to vote. But I want you to know, Sally, because you've been here for the past 2 adventures, you've been here from the very beginning, we're going to try something a little bit different today. Let's read the poem. Tarren goes trailing in the woods and towns to chase away villains who ruin his fun, and if he passes by some treasure or cash, he finds them some use. What's there to rehash? That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's the perfect summary of the game. I don't need to go over everything every week. Sally has the perfect summary for anyone who's here for the first time. So thank you for that. So Sally, you need to know that I'm going to do the votes a little bit differently this time. When you hear the question, you cannot make suggestions. You can only vote, and the suggestions are only between the votes. All right, so that's a new rule, a new thing that I'm going to try to do, because the suggestions kind of made the voting a little bit too messy. I think many people had the sense that you can only vote if you have a good suggestion, which is not my intention at all. I want I want the vote to be available for everyone and for as many people to vote as possible as are watching. So once I say the vote is on and you should cast your votes, you need to only choose one of these 4 options. No specific suggestions. You can only make specific ideas and suggestions in text in the chat, only between the votes, not during while a vote is going on. That's something that's a little bit new, and we'll try it out and we'll see how that goes. All right, cool. So let's see. Let's start today. Let's put on some music. So there is some music, but where is it? Oh, there it is. Do a little dungeon atmosphere, because today you're going dungeon crawling. As usual, if the music is too loud or too low, if you can't hear the music, or if it drowns out my voice, say so in chat. I want to know, and then change the volume accordingly, because I don't want it to be unable to hear me, but also I don't want it to miss out on the music. There's some background now. Yeah, there's some background voices, some background ambient sound effects that you should be able to hear now. If you don't hear it at all, tell me please. All right, cool. So today we follow Tarren as he rappels down a well on a rope that he fastened to the top side of the well, the stone. Well, fence is not the right word. It's not the stone fence. It's the stone. It's the well itself. You fastened a grappling hook there, and now you're sliding down the rope carefully into the darkness, into the well. The reason you're doing this is because you have been asked to do this by your new alchemist friend. There's a person that you found because you have this useful thing. It's not on you right now. It's not on you when you're going out on adventures. But this is the Book of Entrails right here. It's a guide to monsters and different kinds of animals and useful parts that you can harvest from them. So it's a guide that tells you what you can find on different monsters. You went to consult with an alchemist in the city, somewhere in Oriad, someone who you knew could keep his mouth shut and not let everyone know that you have this book that's supposed to be the property of some wizard or other. You somehow got your hands on this book, and they're not gonna tattle. And you consulted on what you can do with this book. Do they have a name? Sally asked. Yeah, sure, they can have a name. Let's go to the name, the great name file. Where can I find a good collection of names? Garland gerbil teeth. Not bad. That's actually not bad. Yeah, I have the list of names here, and I would select one of them. But Garland gerbil teeth actually sounds quite serviceable as the name of an alchemist. So let's write that down. Let's write that down. Garland gerbil teeth alchemist. Who Mr. Gon Dragon? Am I missing a pun here? Anyway, hi since they'll behave. Oh, and hi Ty. So we have some more viewers. Garland Gerbil Teeth Alchemist, who sends you out to find useful monster parts. Okay, so that's the relationship between you. Because you now, he knows your budding interest in alchemy. He's an accomplished alchemist. You don't know anything about alchemy yet. So he... Dragon, yeah. Okay, cool. No post on Facebook. Oh, well, there's always the event on the page. And yeah, maybe I didn't post anything on my personal profile and on any specific post on the groups that we both are members of. Itai, so you might not have seen a post go up because yeah, I didn't put it up today. But the game is happening like in every week. Anyway, so Garland Gerbil Teeth is sending you to today's mission, and the mission takes place at the bottom of this well. There's some activity there recently that Garland has looked into. He kind of investigated it, asked around a little bit, people who live around this street, and he came to the conclusion that there's undead, there's ghouls in this well. And when you asked him why he needs ghouls, then he told you that ghoul flesh, specifically the flesh on their palms, their hands, is useful. As you know, ghouls when they die, when they get reanimated as ghouls, they often have superhuman strength, enough to tear flesh off of corpses and then eat the flesh off of recently killed humanoids and animals. And this superhuman strength, Garland claims, resides at least partially in the hands, and he can do useful things with ghoul hands. So he wants you to harvest some of these, and he's going to pay you nicely to give him some of these hands. So this is going to be today's adventure. You're in the well, and you have just made it down to the bottom of the well. It's an old well that's been unused for a while. It went dry, so when you land, the ground underneath you is damp, but it's not wet. There's no water to splash in or to stop your movement. Do you have your lantern? Well, you don't have your lantern, so let's say that you brought a lantern with you. I think that lantern and oil are going to be quite important, and lantern and oil cost you 5 silver pieces, so you're down to 9 gold pieces and 7 silver pieces in order to buy the lantern and oil. Kind of important in a place like this, and you can now light it because you won't have any kind of light otherwise to guide you and to look ahead for any kind of danger or notice things before they jump on you from the darkness. Right now, there's no specific sign around for anything that might go wrong. Yeah, this is the first survey for today. Let's reset. And yeah, we're starting from 0 for each option. Each one of you needs to choose and cast 1 vote for one of these options: book, dagger, fist, or palm. Yeah, humans have no dark vision. Yeah. So we're starting the first vote for today. Itai, you're the one new player, so you just need to choose one of these 4 options for me to know what you want to guide Tarren to do in this kind of situation. Book, dagger, fist, or palm are your 4 options, and you can see which one of them means what exactly around you. Right, so we have 2 votes for book. That's cool. And 1 vote for palm. Nice. All right, so we have 3 votes I don't see anyone else right now. No, nobody else right now that might be around to vote. And stream elements. That's the bot, man. That's the bot. I don't know if that's. I yeah. They're just. But yeah, I am using them to conduct the poll, so I'm quite proud of that. So let's. When we do this, then we reset the poll, and that means that you can all see the results in front of you. So Book got 2 votes out of 3, so that means Book is the clear winner. That's good. I like it when there's a clear winner among the viewers. Book means using your senses, your intelligence, your planning to craft some kind of solution. Now, your magic, you have a few cantrips, hear, hold, and noise. Hear might be useful because you can hear distant things, but you need to see the things that you're hearing. I remind you, the hear cantrip needs to, you need to see the conversation or the whatever is making the noise for you to be able to hear it from afar. So if you're in darkness, even with a lantern, you don't see anything making a noise that you want to investigate specifically. So none of your cantrips are going to be useful. Instead of, sorry, instead of that, I'm going to say that Book, in a sense, means trying to walk very slowly through the tunnel that you're in, and trying to gain any kind of insight to what's around you. So we're going to roll something for this. When you look around you, first of all, you can see that the tunnel goes in two directions. One sloping slightly down, and one sloping slightly up. So you can feel it when you walk a little bit back and forth. You can feel that there's a very gradual slope. And you start walking towards the in the down direction. You walk in the tunnel sloping down, trying to gain any kind of insight into what's going on. And the first thing you do is just listen around. You just listen to see if you can hear anything important or interesting or something dangerous that you maybe need to be aware of. So let's roll awareness. You have 2 awareness, the special skill of awareness. You have 2 of it, plus 6 for your skill, which means you need to roll an 8 or below. Let's roll 2d6, and you rolled a 6, which is excellent. It is 8 or lower, so that means that you made it. And you hear ahead. There's nothing to be heard in the up direction, in the direction where the tunnel is going up. Where the tunnel is going down, there is a distant sound, and that sound is the sound of something of metal scraping, something metallic scraping there. So that's new information. You can choose to act on or not. Let's do another vote. What do you want to do now? Please make your choice in chat using the survey. Cool, 2 votes Dagger. That's very nice. 3 votes. All right, 3 votes for Dagger. I'm gonna reset the poll at this point because very clear winner, Dagger. All 3 viewers want you to be stealthy and to proceed with caution, trying to get the drop on whatever it is down there, assuming there is something there. And yeah, you're definitely going to be sneaking when you go down the corridor because your Tarren Hall, you definitely have a good sneaking skill. It's 2 for sneaking as well, so 2 sneaking plus 6 skill. Again, you need to roll an 8 or below. Let's do it. And we got a 10. 10 means that you sneak down the corridor. As far as you know, you're not making too much sound, and you're starting to get closer to whatever it is. You walk, you stalk down the corridor. As you can see here in Tarren's portrait, Tarren's image, Tarren has nice boots, very nice, comfortable boots that you can climb, run, sneak, do all kinds of thieving, your thieving actions very comfortably in these nice leather boots. And as far as you know, you're not making a lot of sound while you're going. You, the viewers, of course, know that the roll was a failure, so we'll see what the results of this failure is in just a second. Right, I wanna... Yeah, so you walk down and you see that at some point there's a metal door, a metal door that's not one piece. I mean bars, just like a door made of bars, horizontal bars that opens to some kind of passageway off to the side. And you can see ahead that there's a few more of these doors. One of the doors is loose and it's opening and closing, and there's like a little clang, a metallic clang, and then a scraping sound when the door opens and closes again. So something there. It's the second door down. It's not the first door. It's the second door down. Something there is causing the door to open and close slowly. What do you do now? Let's do a new poll. Yep. There are doors beneath the well where obviously there used to be water. And you went downhill, so there's no way this place was not submerged underwater at some point. Cool, we have some votes. Let's reset the poll and tally up the votes. 2 votes for book again. You want to be perceptive, which is probably smart for the beginning of an adventure. You want to investigate your surroundings. You want to be careful and look around before you jump into action or keep going blindly on. And yeah, that's cool. That's a very smart thing to do. I will use Oriad lore for this. You have 1 in Oriad lore plus 6 for skill. You need to roll a 7 or below. And you rolled a 10 again. Exactly the same result in the dice, which is above 7, so it's again a failure. What that means is that you, in order to look closer, you walk towards the door that's slowly opening and closing. You walk towards it, you're still sneaking, you still think that you're being sneaky from before, you still think that you're not making a lot of noise, more than you need to do. Indeed a bummer, that's true. But apparently, yeah, you were walking a little bit louder than you thought. You're making a little bit of noise, and then you step in a puddle. There's the ground is a little squishy at one point. It's not. There was like a dent in the floor, and the ground was actually just a bunch of mud, a shallow mud puddle. And when you step in it, the mud goes like a very audible squish under your boot. And something crawls out. It is a big centipede, a centipede monster that seems to have been munching on something there behind the door that it was opening and closing. The door opens now a little bit more than it was before, and the centipede crawls out and starts crawling towards you. It's gonna be on you in just a couple of seconds. It's not on you yet. It's not moving especially quickly, not as fast as you can run. But anyway, it's coming towards you, and it seems to be annoyed. What do you do? Let's do a new poll. Eyes is a good question. I think that you don't see any eyes. No. You don't see any eyes. All right, 1 vote for D. 1 vote for D. Are there any more votes? What do you do when this centipede is crawling towards you? F for fist. Nice. 1 dagger, 1 fist. Itai, do you want to be the tiebreaker? You want to be the tiebreaker so that I don't have to be the tiebreaker? Oh, you already voted. You already voted. I didn't even notice. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you want to vote for fist. So 2 votes for fist. Let's reset the poll again. Sure, 2 votes for fist means that you draw your dagger and you just try to stab the creature before it stabs you. You just stand in place, and then when it's almost on top of you, the centipede rears up. It's the front half of its body rears up, and it's trying to grab you with many of its legs and 2 mandibles in the front. And it has a sting at the back. So probably what it's trying to do is grab you, start climbing on top of you, and then sting you with the sting that its tail right at the back of its body. So yeah, you don't want to let that happen. You want to be able to you want to destroy the creature before it destroys you. So let's start fighting. The centipede has a skill of 6. A skill of 6. It's about a meter long. A meter long. Yeah, it's very big. Oops. I did not silence my phone. It's about a meter big. Let's that's a cool idea, Sally, but right now we were not doing a poll also yet. It's not a poll. So right now you're just gonna try to stick it. It's had a skill of 6. It's quite skilled. It's a skill of 6. But your skill is 6 plus your 1 in brawling. When you use a dagger, then your brawling special skill is what counts. So you have a 7 skill. So let's see. Yeah, let's just go and try to. Now we know from before that when we fight, we use from way back when we did the sorcery books. We know that we need to roll for the enemy first. That's the rule we came upon. Otherwise, we lose. So let's do for the enemy first. The centipede rolled a 10. Oh no, plus a 6 skill. It's a total of 16. Now you roll a 10 as well. Cool. And you have a 7. Your skill is 6. Your brawling is 1. So you rolled 17 to the centipede 16. So you got it. Actually, you made it this time. This one you did. So you do 2 damage with your dagger. Yeah, we got higher. When you fight, you want to go higher. When you fight, you want to go higher. So yeah, let's see. You did 1 damage to the centipede. It's not a lot. It's a glancing wound, just a cut, just a slash. Let's try a couple more times and see if we keep, if we stay lucky. If we get some more hits into the centipede. The nice thing is that because it didn't, nice going, because the centipede didn't hit, it didn't get its legs on you, and it's not climbing you. It's not getting its sting anywhere near where it can sink its mean sting into your flesh and start maybe poisoning you. Maybe it has like a nasty sting. Let's do another round. The centipede rolls a 7 plus a 6. It's a total of 13. You roll a 10 again for 17. That's awesome. Let's roll the damage again. Your damage is 2 this time. This is now a nice gash. The last one was just on the carapace, on the top side of it's like a slash. This one is a nice stab in the middle, in the stomach, in the soft underbelly of the centipede. You sink it in, you pull the dagger back out, and the centipede seems to be heavily wounded right now. You dealt a total of 3 damage. It's not like D&D, things don't have a lot of stamina. You have 12, but that's comparatively a lot, right? So yeah, you can try again, and let's try again because it's been working well till now. Another round. Centipede rolled a 9, you rolled an 8. This is a draw. A draw means that we just roll again. Nobody does any damage to anyone. Just keep the centipede away at arm's length for a second. You roll. Centipede rolled a 7. You roll a 6, which is another draw. None of you can get a blow in. Centipede rolls a 5. You roll a 7. That's excellent. Another hit. Another 1 damage. And at this point, the centipede just falls back and starts scurrying away. Again, it's much slower than you are. You can chase it if you want to. You can just let it go. And you can examine the heap of garbage behind the door it was eating from. You can just keep going. You can now choose what you want to do. Let's reset and start a new poll. All right. So tell me, what do you want to do? Here's your options. All right, 1 vote for Palm. It's blood to draw Ghoul's book. All right, interesting idea, but the vote itself is the most important part right now. B for book. We have 1 vote P, 1 vote B. Any more votes? That votes for P as well. All right, so you take mercy on the centipede, and You don't want to do anything else to it. It's just an animal, just a blind animal in the bottom of the like in an underground tunnel, the bottom of a well. It didn't. It's probably just thinking it's you're a danger, trying to protect itself. You don't want to be mean to the poor animal, so just let it go. And you go and look at what the centipede was munching on. There's some remains of, unfortunately, a person there, and this person has been dead for a while. When you approach the opening with the middle grate, the middle bars, you are hit by the stench. It's been there for a while. It's not a skeleton. It's not years and years. That's true that it's unclear what the fate of this centipede will be. It's wounded quite heavily. You gave it one very serious wound and 2 minor slashes, so it's not clear if it'll even be able to survive. But again, just like the centipede was, you were also just defending yourself. So there's a body of a person there. Let's have already another vote. Tell me, what do you do when you see the body that the centipede was munching on? A centipede pet. A centipede. Cast your votes and tell me what you want to do now that you see and, well, smell the body as well. What is your intention with it? Cool, a bunch of votes coming in. We have one book, one palm, another book. So 2 votes for book. Very bookish players today. Yeah, I mean, you smell it even without intending to. It's very stinky. The stench is filling this little chamber. So you raise your lantern and you look around. You want to see clearly what is going on before you go into the room. Let's roll awareness again, just to make sure that you have all of the information. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's not yet that. You're not sniffing the body up close yet. You're smelling it just because you're standing next to the opening. Yeah, so let's roll and see how well you do. You roll a 10 again. It's the same 4 and 6 as before. What's going on? 4 and 6 for 10. It's the same roll. It's multiple times the same roll exactly. What up, Roll20? What up with the dice roller today? Apparently I am. Yeah, they're cheaters dice. So yeah, you don't notice anything in particular out of the ordinary, and you slowly walk into the chamber. It's built in stone. Now around you, the walls are built in stone, but everything has been worn out from lots of water flowing through this tunnel over the years. Right now it's dry. This well has been dry for a while, but before, for probably several decades, this was used as a well with fresh water in it, and after it was dug, it was built. It was filled with water, flowing water, for years and years, and you can see that many of the stones in the walls are missing. They're worn smooth. Many of them are cracked and missing because of roots of plants from above that have broken through the walls in search of the fresh water that used to flow through here. Now, if there's any plants to be seen, they're dry and dead for many years. But probably back then there was some life in here, some plant life that was drawing on this water for sustenance. So you look inside this chamber. This chamber is newer. It's been dug more recently, and again, the walls have been built with stones that haven't been worn so much by water. So this chamber is definitely newer, and these metal doors, even though they're rusted and they seem quite old and dented and bent, they're not as old as the rest of the tunnel outside. So somebody dug these chambers, these 3 or 4 chambers along the walls a lot more recently. The body inside is it seems to be the body of well, it's hard to say really. It's even if it's a man or a woman, it's kind of hard to say. It seems to be a human, a grown human, an adult human, with old clothes that also have been worn and eaten through by the insects and animals who live in these tunnels. Um, and except for what obviously was a pouch, a leather pouch, and now has been also torn to pieces, with still some glittering objects inside it. Nothing else seems to be of value here or even interesting at all. Nothing here that you'll be able to learn anything from. Really, the option here is the question here is, what do you do in this situation? There's like the remains of a pouch on the floor. Let's reset. No, we don't need to reset again. Remains of a pouch on the floor with something metallic glittering inside them. Other than that, nothing really interesting in this chamber. Yeah, what do you do? New poll. All right. I will say that I said when it used to begun, the important thing is the votes. Although in these situations, sometimes it's kind of hard to say which one of these four options is what you want to do. You want to investigate the pouch or take it. Sally wants to take it. So I guess in these situations, sometimes it might be better for me to ask a specific question. Do you investigate or not? Do you leave it alone or don't you? So that's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll change the mechanics a little bit for you to be able to like, most of the time the vote is going to be these four options, but then sometimes I'll ask a specific question. You know, do you do X or do you not do X? Just yes or no question, and then there's going to be like a yes no, two other like yes no options. Yeah, actually adding a yes or no, that might be a good option. We'll have 6 options: 4 for a general "what do you do" question, and then yes or no for a yes no question that I can ask in some questions, in some situations. Cool. Okay, let's reset the poll. We have 1 dagger, 1 fist, and Itai didn't cast a specific vote, but again, there was investigate the pouch, so that seems to be kind of what you want to be doing. Right. So you lean down, you crouch, and you use your dagger to move around the things in the pouch to see that there's nothing there that's gonna jump you like a scorpion or any dangerous object or animal or anything like that. But there isn't. There seems to be just objects there. There's something metallic glinting. It's not coins, unfortunately. You were disappointed to find out, but it is a silver cross. Or actually, let's make it into an open question. What kind of holy symbol is it? This is going to be an open question for the audience. Another poll of sorts, but just tell me what kind of holy symbol it is. It's not a cross. Instead of that, it's going to be something else. It's made of silver, that's for sure. Flower is cool. A flower is a cool idea. Double-bladed axe made of silver, cool. A double-bladed axe, I like as well. And the axe is over a large flower. Yeah, let's combine the two. Cool. A double-bladed axe over a large flower. What does it mean over? Is it like the flower is around, the flower is the border, and then inside it there's like a double blades of a double-bladed axe? It's a very cool symbol because it's a flower evokes a very specific kind of religion or church, like, you know, a kind of temple. The flower is the background. Yeah, the flower is the background to double-bladed axe. And then an axe evokes a completely different kind of religious affinity, and this symbol contains both. So now you have the flower and the axe. Silver holy symbol, double-bladed axe on a flower. Nice. I like that. That's a very cool idea. All right, cool. So that's it. That's it. That's all you can see here. The flower axe is a symbol of a god of new things. The axe is the power and energy of the god. It is a god of youthful power. Youthful power, nice. Oh, youthful power. That's a nice combination of the axe and the. I really believe that the center of life is both destruction and creation. Nice. These are cool ideas. I'm not gonna commit to any of them yet. I'm gonna leave it up to the power of improv. The power of improv to both create and destroy. In some kind of future date. Maybe we'll find more about it tonight. Maybe it'll be a future adventure when Tarren discovers what the meaning of this holy symbol is. But right now, nothing else to do. You go out and you look through the other doors. The other chambers are all open except for one which is locked. You notice that there's actually a hanging lock on one of the doors. Through the bars, you can easily see in. It's an empty chamber. There's absolutely nothing there. But it's still a interesting tidbit of information that somebody actually bothered to put a lock on the iron bar, on the iron bars that are closing this chamber, or the gate to this chamber. So there doesn't seem to be anything else in any of these chambers. Some of them have some trash in them, some organic trash, maybe a dead animal, a rat that has been poisoned by something and just left there to rot in the corner of one of the chambers. Just some nasty stuff that you can find in underground tunnels, but nothing useful. Yeah, so let's do. Actually, I won't do another poll. I'm just gonna say that you just walk on. You just walk on in the tunnel, and soon enough you come to an intersection. There's you can turn right at a straight angle, and you can keep going down slight downward slope straight up, and then to the right it seems to be a level way, and then you look a little bit ahead in both of these paths in the fork, and you see that there's more forks up ahead, right? So it's not just a choice between two different paths. There seems to be a little bit of a maze down here. The way ahead has another T intersection going right and left, and the way to the right, the one that branches to the right, seems to have again another turn left and another one going straight. So instead of asking you, do you go right, do you go left, do you go straight, instead of all these questions, I'm just going to do a new poll to see what your general attitude is going to be, and what kind of method, if at all, you're going to be using in order to explore these tunnels. So please tell me what you do. There are some specific suggestions in chat. That's good. Let's do a poll, and then I'll choose maybe one of these suggestions according to what you choose. So the vote for book, a vote for dagger. One book, one dagger, and another vote for book. So 2 votes for book means that, yeah, you like the idea of marking and going very carefully and slowly. And yeah, that's what you do. You go slowly and carefully and mark your way down this series of tunnels. Now, this is a series of tunnels that was still connected to the well, right? And you're still down underneath the level of where the water was flowing up into the well. So there seems to be a network of tunnels here going up to different parts in the neighborhood. They're not long enough. You haven't been walking for long enough to be in a completely different part of the city. It doesn't seem to be a completely like a network of tunnels covering the entire city, the big city of Oriad. It's just probably something that's servicing this neighborhood, and probably more than one well, more than one watering hole was connected to these tunnels in the past. Somebody did a good job of digging underneath, creating this network, and making sure that fresh water got into every corner of this area of the city. You use your dagger to make small markings on the wall. Being an accomplished thief, you know to use signs. There's actually a skill called secret signs, which you don't have. You don't have the secret sign special skill. which is perfect for this, like talking in code and understanding other people's codes, and then devising new codes for yourself, like markings on walls that should stay hidden from other people, but will mark your passage. But even though you don't have this special skill at a greater than higher than 0 score, you're still a thief. You know how to make simple markings that you'll be able to recognize as you walk along. So you start by turning to the right and going straight, trying to see if there's anything different. If you don't keep going down the downward slope, you just go to the right, try to see if anything different is going on there. And you see that really in some parts of these tunnels, the slope turns back up. Okay, you go back up. There's the tunnels that are more down in level, but in some places when you go in certain corridors, certain tunnels, you definitely are turning back up. The slope turns back up, probably towards other exits. And eventually you do realize, going around this perimeter, there's like a whole network of tunnels here, and they are connected to several openings of wells going up. You even reach a couple of them. You find a couple of these wells, and you look straight up, and you can see in all of them they've just been boarded and closed shut. There's other bars, either bars or boards or plates of stone that have been just laid on top of these wells when they went dry, when there was no fresh water to be found anymore here, and they've been closed down. Let's do another roll to see if you notice some other things. You rolled an 11 this time, which is definitely higher than what I was looking for. So no, there's nothing. Nothing here. Nothing that you notice. So yeah, no sign of the ghouls yet. No sign of any kind of undead. But you do kind of know the layout of the place. And now you can maybe start investigating or doing something else. To look around and find something interesting. Change system to one that demands higher numbers. I was actually thinking of changing this system to be a roll high instead of roll low. Instead of next time kid him small child. Yes, sure. If I want to roll high, by the way, you can do exactly the same numbers. Just add the skill and the special skill to your roll. And then the magic number should be a 14, right? If you want to add your skill and special skill and roll 2d6 and add everything together, just like a combat roll, just like you do when you fight, then the magic number can be a 14. And if you try to hit a 14, everything is going to be exactly the same odds, right? You're going to have exactly the same odds of hitting a 14 as rolling rolling an equal or less than your skill plus special skill. So the magic number is going to be a 14 if I do that. But this week we started this like this, and we're going to keep doing this system. Yeah. New vote. Please tell me what you want to do. What do you want to do in order to keep investigating and finding these ghouls? There's been some ideas. I don't know if any of them are going to be applicable to this situation, but some very creative ideas in chat on what we should do. All right. Cool. So we have one dagger and one fist. One for a stealthy approach and one for a brute force approach to investigating these tunnels, and another for dagger. Cool, another for dagger. So we're going to oh, there might have been a bit of a glitch. I don't know if something was stuck for a second, but if there was, I'm back. There seems to be a majority for dagger in this case. No, I am not gonna let you roll again and again until you're aware. You roll under your awareness or whatever else it is you're rolling. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm going to if you fail or roll to notice something, you're not gonna get a do-over for the same roll. That's not the way I master role-playing games. So yeah, you definitely noticed some signs and some signals you could have. So it will change. Yeah, I mean, well, you need to make it change. And now that we have a majority for dagger, I'm going to use the idea of using something as bait. So what you do is you find one of these dead animals. Let's say it's a rat. The rat maybe that you found before. I'm so sorry, he says, still behave. I'm sorry that I even that I even thought that that was your suggestion. No, no, definitely not. You've actually seen me master quite a bit by now, so you know that I don't just let people have rerolls. Um, yeah, but you want to use bait. Basically, what you want to do now is use bait. You know that they're eating things that have been dead recently, so that dead body that you found, maybe it's not fresh enough. But you know what? Why not? You can use this dead body. You can take the dead body of the uh, clergy, priest, or maybe just someone who had a holy symbol on them, some kind of religious person there. And you drag this body out, hoping that that body is going to be fresh enough to lure the ghouls in. And you drag it out, and you put it in the most central place you can find in the dungeon, in the system of tunnels. Oh, I forgot to reset your luck, by the way. We started a new adventure. Your luck is back up to 11. So now we'll see when or and if you did a good enough job. Now, I think we need to roll your trap knowledge because you're laying a trap. You're laying a trap, and I think trap knowledge is going to be the relevant skill for it here. So it's 1 plus 6. You need to roll a 7 or below. You rolled a 7. That's excellent. You succeeded. You succeeded at setting a proper trap, and you find a good location for it. The location is a corner where 2 long corridors meet. Actually, 3 long corridors meet. 3 long tunnels meet in a central location. And because there's a little bit of a piece missing of one of the walls, it created a little bit of a shit. How do you say it in English? A little small piece of missing in a wall that you can hide in. You can hide a little bit. Kuch in Hebrew. A little kuch. How do you say kuch in English? So it's a little space there that you can maybe hide in, very close to where the body is. Nook! Nook is good. A little nook in the wall. Kuch. Kuch. I like this word. So there's a little nook there, and you can use this nook to hide. And yeah, that's what you do. You hide not very far away from the corpse. It's about 2 meters from where you are. The T intersection, in the middle of which you put the corpse. And then let's roll luck. Actually, this is going to be a luck roll, testing your luck. You need to roll an 11 or below. You rolled a 6, which is excellent. Luck goes down to 10, as it always does when you test it. And what that means is that when the ghouls arrive, when the ghouls approach, then you hear them before they are on you. And there's a few of them. There's 3 ghouls, 3 dead bodies, who are slowly shambling through one of the tunnels in one of the directions towards where you are. It's not the direction you're in, it's a different tunnel. You can see them across, like in the other direction. So you can see them coming towards you, and then they come towards the body. Now that you can see the ghouls, please tell me, let's reset the poll again. Please tell me what you do. Right, 1 book. A specific idea from Sally, but let's see if book is going to be the winning vote. Two votes book. Cool. I wonder if Itai wants to go and still behave as well. Yeah, so I wonder if it's the same idea or not, but let's try, because it's the same. This is the first time we it's the first time we're casting a spell in this game. We didn't get to cast a spell, I think, in the previous 2 adventures at all. We had some chances to maybe do that, but we never had really the chance to cast a spell properly. In these kind of situations, the spells might be very useful. So you wait until one of them, the foot of one of these ghouls, sinks down into a pool of mud that seems to be quite solid. It just sinks into the mud. The ghoul doesn't seem to mind, and it's gonna just pull its leg up from the mud when it was after it's been like submerged in this mud. We cast noise once. Oh, we cast noise. That's cool. So now we're gonna cast our magic. So when you cast magic, you cast your magic stat, which is 2, plus your minor magic special skill, which is a total of 3. But then you add 6 to the roll. Okay, so you need to roll a 9 or below because casting cantrips is very, very easy. Okay, casting cantrips is very, very easy. Do ghouls count as alive? Can we hold? Oh, okay. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work on undead as well. No, it needs to be inanimate. It needs to be an inanimate object. So the mud works perfectly well. Let's try to cast. Yeah, 8 is good. 8 is definitely 9 or below. So you made it. And when you succeed in casting a cantrip, you actually don't even waste a power point. These points, the magic points you have here, you don't even waste them. You only waste them when you fail to cast a cantrip. So when you make it, when you succeed at casting a cantrip, you don't waste a magic point. And that means that, yeah, you cast a cantrip and you do it very silently, very quietly. They don't even hear you do it. The foot of the ghoul is stuck. And now you have about a minute to act before this ghoul, one of the 3 ghouls, is now stuck away from the body. It's away from the dead body. You now have about a minute to act while it's stuck. Let's reset the poll, and you tell me again, what do you do? Alright, Solly goes fist, the direct approach. Okay, all 3 of you go fist. Alright, well, ghouls are dangerous. Ghouls are quite dangerous, but I'm gonna go with your approach. Let's see. These ghouls have they have a skill of 6 as well. They have a skill of 6 like the centipede. You're only gonna be fighting 2 of them now. And the fight is probably gonna be over, for better or worse, before you need to face the 3rd one. You can use your luck in a fight as well, and I think I might do that in this one. We want to be quick, short, and decisive in this fight. So let's do it. It's a multi-combatant fight, 2-on-1. So I'm gonna roll for both ghouls first, and then you're gonna roll. I'm gonna roll for you last. All right. So first ghoul rolls a 10, then a 4. 10 is quite bad. A total of 16. And you roll an 11. Amazing. You roll an 11, which means you hit the first ghoul, and none of them hit you. You keep both of them away. You slash with and stab with your knife, and you give a good slash to one of them. Your dagger is a D2 weapon. 1 damage. It's not a lot. They have 6 stamina. They have 6 stamina each. So you just brought one of them from 6 to 5. Actually, let's use our luck, maybe. I think it's too late. We didn't use... I forgot to use the luck. But maybe I'm gonna be lenient and do it anyway. Reach 15, let's see. I wanna use luck. A stack scores... Yeah, so basically it might be too late. Not might be, it's mechanically speaking it's too late, because you need to choose to roll luck after you hit. Hello, Tim Prodigal Sorcero. You have arrived. We're playing an episode of Tarren's Adventures. You're fighting some ghouls down an old dry well. So there's 2 ghouls, and there's a 3rd one that's stuck. You've made it. You've stuck it in place in a pool of mud with your magic. So right now you're fighting the 2 ghouls who are free. So I kind of I missed the chance, but because I didn't remember that properly, I'm gonna be this time I'm gonna allow it. I'm gonna roll the luck anyway, and we rolled a 10, which is exactly a success. So luck goes down to 9. We were lucky. Now, when you are lucky in a fight, instead of rolling your damage, you just do your maximum damage plus 1. Okay, you do your maximum damage plus 1, which means you do 3 damage instead of rolling 1d2. Okay, so you dealt 3 damage to the ghoul. That means you stabbed the ghoul in the middle of the abdomen, and you twisted the knife, and when you pulled it back, lots of stuff fell out, like guts and stuff from the wound. It's quite quite gross when that happens, but it's a serious wound, and one more of these, this ghoul is gonna go down. Let's do another combat fight, a combat round. First ghoul rolls a 10 again. Second ghoul rolls a 9. You roll a 6. Oh no, a 6. That's quite bad too. You're gonna get wounded because both of these ghouls rolled higher than you did. Again, if we want to roll luck, we can use luck in a fight. Yeah, so you can use luck to take minimum damage. You can take minimum damage, and they do 1d3. They do a d3 damage, so that's kind of... aim for their arms when we hit. Oh, that's cool. That might be clever to aim for their arms. We can do that next round. Next round we can try to aim for a sensitive place or some kind of try to like disable them in some way. It'll probably be a harder roll. But yeah, let's use luck to take minimal damage. So test luck again. 9 again, exactly a success. Luck goes down to 8. We're slowly running out of luck, but we do take minimum damage, which is only 1 damage of each of them. So we take 2 scratches from their hands. 1 scratch from one of them, another scratch from another ghoul, and we're relatively fine. So you're still on 10 stamina out of 12. Let's do another combat round. Get some hands, even if things go badly. Oh, you want to aim for their hands to chop them off. I don't think a dagger can chop off the hand in the middle of a fight. If you had a sword or an axe, yeah, but not with a dagger, so still behave. I'm sorry, that's not an option in this fight, I think. So yeah, another combat round. First ghoul rolls a 7. Second ghoul rolls a 6. Good. You roll a 5. Oh no. That means one of them hits you, the other one doesn't. You have a tie with the ghoul who rolled a 6, but the one who rolled a 7 does hit you. And yeah, it's gonna deal some damage. This time I'm not gonna bother rolling luck. We're running out of luck and we need to be a little bit more conservative with our luck usage. Rolled only a 1. Only a 1. Down to 9 stamina. Okay, so this fight is going not perfectly. It's not exactly perfectly, but it's okay. You're still on 9 stamina, and you did deal a serious wound to one of the ghouls. Let's do another vote. All right, Tim, you're new here. Whenever I ask, what do you do? And then I reset. Let's reset the poll. You can answer one of these 4 options with a command. Okay, so either B, D, F, or P for book, dagger, fist, or palm. That kind of tells me what kind of approach you want to have in the next part of the game. So we've thought a little bit. We dealt some wounds. We took some wounds. I want to give you an option to change your strategy or keep doing the same thing. So you can vote fist to keep just slashing away until somebody falls down, or you can try to be a bit more clever. I'm not necessarily saying you should. I just think that at this point in the fight, I want to give you the option of doing something a little bit different if you want to. So cast your votes now. Choose either book, dagger, fist, or palm. Book, using your knowledge, trying to devise a crafty plan. Fist is being direct and aggressive. Palm is being cooperative. I don't know if palm has any meaning in this situation, but it's one of the 4 options. And dagger is being stealthy and deceptive. All right, so we have 1 vote for book, 2 votes for book. Oh yeah, cool. 2 votes for book. From Says Still Behave and Sally. Itai and Tim, if you want to cast your vote, and anyone else. There's some other people here. No, I don't know if there's anyone else here, but if somebody's lurking, switch to sword, get out of their short range. Oh, use the superior range. Also use the symbol to blind ghoul. I'm not sure the sword is going to be, yeah. I mean, I'll remind you, we don't have any special skill with swords, right? You're not very proficient using swords, fighting with swords. All right. So I don't see any other votes except for these 2, so I'm going to reset the poll. Let's tally the votes. We have 2 votes for book. Now, 2 votes for book means being smart about it, trying to not just rush into action, trying to use maybe your equipment, trying to craft something. And I think having the holy symbol that somebody had in this dungeon, in this system of tunnels, means you maybe it comes to your mind this idea, this notion that this symbol is relevant to what's going on here. Maybe this person, this unfortunate person who was here with this holy symbol, meant to do something in these tunnels. And still holding the dagger and trying to keep the ghouls away, you take out the holy symbol and you present it. Dirty emote. You present it up in the air, highly visible, right in front of the ghouls, and try to, I don't know. Let's see what you can do. You don't have. Do you have anything? I mean, using a holy symbol is going to be your clerical magic skill, which you don't have. You do have a magic score. You do have a magic score, but I think because your magic score is so low and you don't have any specific skill with priest spells, which is it's a whole branch of magic in the system that you can get good at later. Right now, you don't have any skill with that. I'm going to use your luck for that. I'm going to use your luck and see how well you do. You roll a 5 for luck. Your luck goes down to 7. But this holy symbol, you find out, was actually here for a specific reason. And you realize that when you take out the holy symbol, you present it up in the air, and it catches the light from your lantern, which is on the ground behind you, right? The lantern is just there, lighting the surroundings. It catches the light from the lantern, and it reflects it in a couple of brilliant beams. And when those beams, when you turn it around a little bit, those beams move around in front of you, and when they touch the ghouls, they leave searing black lines on the body of the ghouls. And that means that you can use this magic symbol in order to hurt them. Let's roll to see how well they do when they try to 8 and 5. So this was a roll under for you. You need to roll your luck, and you were lucky. Being lucky means that you found out the use of this magic symbol, but one of these ghouls did manage to hit you while you were doing that. It did lunge past your dagger, or actually, you know what? Let's roll for your dagger. Let's roll a skill for your dagger to see if you can keep... Oh, shit, 12. Oh, wow. You rolled a 12. You realize what that means? A 12 is a critical hit. Yeah. So, okay, let me describe what happens. You start burning these ghouls up with the rays of light being reflected from the lantern through the magic symbol, the holy symbol, on the bodies of the ghouls. It pains them, it hurts them apparently, and one of them lunges towards you. It just seems to be intent on grabbing you and tearing you apart with its strong hands. It's supernaturally strong palms. But you, out of sheer instinct, not even noticing what's happening, you position the dagger right in front of you, and this ghoul just impales itself on the dagger that you have extended forward in the air. Let's see how much damage you do, because you do your maximum damage plus another damage roll. Okay, so it was 2 damage, which is your maximum damage with a dagger, plus another roll of a d2. That's a total of 4 damage. And let's see which one of the ghouls it was. The one that was already wounded, or the one that was not wounded yet. So 1 means it was the one that was already wounded. 2 means it was the one that wasn't wounded yet. So yeah, it was the one that you already wounded heavily before. So now it impales itself with its neck on your dagger. So it just falls, and the dagger ends up inside the creature's neck. The blade juts out of the back of the neck of the ghoul, and you find yourself with an inanimate ghoul, a dead, this time for good, ghoul, stuck on your dagger, while the other one is trying to claw at you from behind, getting tangled up in its friend's limbs and body. So you use your dagger with the ghoul hanging on it to keep the other one away, and then you just throw the dead body aside. And you're left with... he is inanimate now, yeah. Hold ghoul, but what kind of help will that be? What kind of help will it be to hold the ghoul? You can definitely do that. You can definitely hold the ghoul probably quite easily. Okay, so new round. You can now you can now use the ghoul to trap the other one. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so let's do a new vote. Let's do a new vote. Vote and tell me what you want to do now that you have this holy symbol and you feel the rush from having destroyed this ghoul with this. Impale this ghoul on your knife. The other one has just been wounded lightly by the searing rays from the holy symbol. New vote. Tell me what you want to do. Go right ahead. Book, dagger, fist, or palm. And we have one vote book, one vote fist. Cool. Two cool options. And another one for fist. All right. Yeah, Sally, I understand what you want. You want to be clever, but Itai and Still Behave just want to slash the bastards. And we will reset the poll, tally up the votes. We have 2 votes for fist, which is the winning option, which means that yeah, we go back to fighting. Yeah, we're using the holy symbol now alongside the dagger. So let's roll this skill first. Ghoul rolls a 7. You roll a 6, which is a draw. It's a draw. But while you are keeping the ghoul away and not managing to land a blow or to stab it, the holy symbol is still slowly wounding it. So it's taking 1 stamina damage every round. Okay? It took 1 damage before, takes another damage now, which means that from 6 stamina, it's already down to 4. The ghoul is down to 4 stamina. New round, the ghoul rolls again. Rolls a 4 this time. You roll a 5, which is a definite win. So you get to roll your damage plus another point of damage from the holy symbol. That's 3 more points of damage. The ghoul is down to 1 last point of stamina. Let's see what happens in the last round. The ghoul rolls an 8. You roll a 7. Another draw, which means the last point of damage is from the holy symbol. A ray. It's like pointing a mirror to try to blind someone with a ray of the sun. Only this time it's something coming from behind you. So you have to be to be very precise in the positioning of the holy symbol, so that the surface of the double blades of the axe will shine the ray of light exactly onto the body of the ghoul. And yeah, you managed to do it. Another searing black line on the body of the ghoul, and it falls down lifeless on the ground. Now there's still a third one. There's still a third ghoul that's still stuck in the mud, and there's mere seconds to go before that ghoul is freed from your cantrip. Your hold cantrip on the mud is going to be done soon. So now I want a new poll. What do you do with the third one, which is going to be free in a second? Alright, Sally's still trying to push the plan because we have another ghoul to go. Maybe we can use another one. Alright, 2 votes book. Cool, 2 votes book. Any more votes? Yeah, so Still Behave is supporting Sally's plan this time. You have a few seconds, so you have time to be creative. Yeah, you have time to be creative and use a clever plan. So yeah, everyone's behind Sally's plan. You pick up the ghoul that you just destroyed, the one that has just like a slash across the chest and some lines of burnt, like charred lines on the body that seemed like crisscrossing on its face and its arms and chest. You pick this one up and you throw it on the other ghoul. You know that there's mere seconds to go, and you very quickly cast your cantrip again. It's a roll, and as we said before, you need to roll a 9 or below to be able to successfully cast it. You roll a 5, which is excellent. You make it. The ghoul is stuck underneath another ghoul now. So you need to hold. I'll remind you, hold is sticking 2 things together. It's not just holding something in place, right? You're not freezing something in space. You're holding 2 things together. So the ghoul falls on the other one. The other ghoul just goes down a little bit with the weight. it's gonna throw the other ghoul away, but then you stick the ghoul on top to the floor. So its arms and its legs are dragging on the floor. Its two hands and its 2 feet are dragging on the floor where it's covering the ghoul that's still animate. And you, at that point, you exactly at this instant, you stick the ghoul to the floor, the dead one to the floor, to act as a cage, so the other one cannot throw it off. Yeah. What do you do? Tell me, please. That would also be ghoul. Yeah, ghoul. It will be ghoul. That would be very ghoul to do. It would be very cool. Fist. 2 votes fist. Yeah, very direct. Straightforward approach. The one that my viewers want to take. Alright, cool. 2 votes. I'm going to tally the votes. We have 2 votes for fist, which means that you just want to stab the fucker until it's gone. Your lantern is a little more like further away now. I wonder if you can use your holy symbol. But you know what? Let's say you can. Let's be generous. Even though your lantern is now like a good 3 meters behind, you can still step aside a little bit and find the exact angle where a ray of light from the lantern can be reflected off of the holy symbol. Now, because this ghoul is stuck for a few rounds now, you can just find the opportunities to stab it when it can't reach you. You can walk behind it, like find the places where its arms can't even reach, and you can just burn it slowly with a holy symbol as well. So there's really no rolls needed. You disable this poor ghoul for another good minute, which is more than enough. There's quite a few combat rounds, which means you just bring this ghoul down. It splashes down into the shallow mud pool, and yeah, you're now there in the middle of 4 dead bodies. 3 former ghouls and 1 that was there probably to take care of these ghouls sometime in the recent past. You take a few minutes to use your knife to hack away and cut off the hands of the ghouls. They're dead, and they have been dead for a while. Even though some necromantic magic has been holding them together, it's still not hard to cut. It's just gross. That's the main problem. It's just gross. But after about 10 minutes and a lot of mess and dirt that you're gonna need to wash well when you get out of here, you'll have 6 ghoul hands. You have it. Right, so Sally kind of has an interesting idea in mind. I wonder, what do you do now? New poll. Now that you have what was originally your goal. Choose your option. Oh, I didn't scroll all the way up where we need to be. So we have 1 vote for palm and 1 vote for book. Any other votes? If there's a tie, I'm going to be the tiebreaker. They could be very similar, yeah. They could be a very similar kind of result, especially seeing as Sally had a specific suggestion. But I am going to interpret them differently. They are going to be different options. Whichever one ends up winning. And right now it seems like I am going to be the tiebreaker. Alright. Tally the votes. Cool. We have 1 book, 1 palm. So Palm is cooperating with people. Obviously, Sally wants to find a group and find the necromancer. To me, that seems it probably is going to be a different adventure. Even coming into the same location, it's probably going to be another adventure for another week. I'm going to go with the book option by Sit Still Behave because I want you to investigate a little bit before you give up for the night and you go out and you get your friends and maybe you continue investigating some other way. Noitai is probably just, I don't know, occupied something else. I don't know exactly where he is. So yeah, you keep investigating. I'm not gonna describe everything you do, but really what you actually do right now is you backtrack. I mean, you don't backtrack yourself, but you walk back along the path these ghouls appeared. So let's try to roll some kind of tracking. You don't have any tracking. You have awareness, but I don't think awareness takes for this situation. You need to actually track, to be able to track. You don't have any tracking skill. So you're just rolling your skill. You're just rolling your skill, trying to find the place these ghouls came from. And yeah, you rolled a 3. You rolled a 3, which is less equal to 6 or less than it, so it's a success, which means that you do find tracks, and they are deep enough on the wet ground, on the squishy, wet, shallow mud that's covering the stone, the flat stone earth. You manage to go along the path of the tracks back to where the ghouls came from. And indeed, walking and turning a couple of times, turning past a couple of corners, you reach a place which is markedly different than the other tunnels in this tunnel complex. There is a specific tunnel which is completely dry, going in to some kind of chamber ahead, and that chamber has some light flickering in it. There's some light flickering in a dark chamber. You know that if you go any closer, the people inside, whoever is inside there, unless it's ghouls, mindless ghouls, but if there's anyone with intelligence inside there, they're going to be able to see your light from your lantern. So now you stop, unsure exactly what to do, which I am asking you. What do you do? It'll be the next step. Two votes dagger. 3 votes dagger. Cool. Ty, welcome back. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty clear. You want to investigate what's going on in there. You put the lantern down, you close the shutters, you put it behind the last corner that you turned before you saw this chamber, and you start sneaking slowly towards the opening, which is going into the dark, with some faint light flickering in there. Let's roll your sneaking. Your sneaking is 2 plus 6. You're quite good at sneaking. 8. 8 is exactly what you needed to succeed. So yeah, you slowly sneak down the corridor, the tunnel, and you see a chamber. It's a dead end. There's no other exits from this room. And this chamber is one of these chambers that have been dug more recently. It's been built more recently than all the other tunnels in this place. In fact, the tunnel you're going through is an old tunnel. It was part of the original complex, and once it ends in the opening into the chamber, it immediately becomes a newer construction. So somebody dug specifically this chamber at the end of this tunnel and then closed it off, right? Closed off the tunnel to make it a dead end into this chamber, where obviously before it connected into one of the other tunnels. Somebody's in there. There's some sounds of activity where a person is working. There's someone who's doing some stuff. The room has some desks and some materials on them, which you very quickly recognize as the materials of some kind of sorcerer or wizard, or some kind of magic wielder doing their dark arts down here. Let's roll your magic lore to see how well you recognize what you're seeing. 7 is good. Your magic lore is 1, which means you need to cast to get a 7 or below. So yeah, it's a necromancer, and this necromancer is the one that raised these ghouls. You see the necromancer treating some other dead bodies in this chamber, and slowly treating them in a way which seems to be preparing them in some way. What do you do now? New poll. Cool. 3 more votes for Dagger. So our brave viewers seem to be intent on sneaking into the room, which we will do while rolling with the same result we got before. You already rolled your sneaking. That means I'm not going to make you roll again. I'm just going to roll with the successful sneaking result we already got. You slowly stalk into the room at an opportunity when this necromancer has his back turned towards you. Let's roll one more time for something that I'm gonna say what it is in just a second. Yeah, this is a success. It was a trap knowledge roll. You have trap knowledge 1, so a 6 is a success, which means you notice the trap and you bypass it. The opening, the entrance. Oh, you can use here. That's true. Yeah, that's quite clever. So we'll do that in a second. But the opening, you notice, is a trap. Specifically, this trap is a bunch of runes who are set to detect any living thing going through them. So undead will not trigger them. Anything that's already dead will not trigger these runes. Only living things. So you make sure to walk between the runes, between the lines of power, the invisible lines of power that these runes trace across, up, down, and right to left across the opening. You just squeeze between them in a way that's not going to trigger them, and you find yourself in the chamber. Now, the thing is, when you're here, if the necromancer turns around, he's just going to see you. Right, it's not going to be very easy for you to hide, but you can cast your Hear cantrip. So let's cast the cantrip again, and again you need a 9 or below. You made it, which means that you now, in a second maybe since they'll behave, you're going to be able to do a cool maneuver. But now you're listening to what this guy is doing. He's treating the corpses as if for a burial of some sort. Obviously, it's actually a necromantic ritual. It's not actually burial. You made your magic lore roll before. So again, I'm going to use that success. I'm going to roll with that success of your magic lore before, and I'm going to tell you that you now recognize what you're seeing. You recognize what you're actually seeing. This is a spell of vengeance. This necromancer is doing something that is diametrically opposed to the teachings of the Church of the Axe and the Flower. The Church of the Axe and the Flower advocates being open and direct in your dealings. Okay, a flower is brightly colored and draws in insects by displaying itself, and an axe is a very direct tool, both for working with wood and metal, and with wood especially, and when fighting. An axe is not a subtle tool. So this church advocates for being open and direct in everything you do, not keeping secret and not sneaking around. Kind of not really what you're all about, but that's them. This necromancer is using a spell of vengeance, raising ghouls for a specific purpose. You don't know what for, but it's a spell of vengeance, which means that these ghouls are being awoken one by one in order to enact to get a specific goal. And this necromancer wants to collect enough of them in order to be able to get what he wants. And yeah, now you know that. I will ask you again, what do you do with this knowledge? Alright, there's one vote for Palm. This is quite surprising. Two votes for Palm. Cool. 2 votes for Palm and 3 votes for Palm. That is awesome. It is. You're not a member of the church, but you can definitely do that. You can, yeah, you can definitely do it yourself. Why not? Sure. 3 votes for Palm. Color me surprised. You clear your throat. Not like this. No. You clear your throat in a much more elegant way, like in the darkness. Revenge is a sensible motive. Yeah. Okay. We could negotiate. And yeah, and we aren't with the church. That's true. We're not with the church. We can be open without being members of the church. And that's what you're doing. You're clearing your throat. He turns around, surprised. He's wearing simple clothes, all dark and quite dirty and moldy. And his hair is in a ponytail, black hair. He has like a very high forehead, and behind it the hair is shiny and black. And his eyes go wide, and he is unsure of exactly what to do. But you raise your hand and you say that there's no reason to worry. He still seems unsure. Like, if you're being open and cooperative, I wonder which one of your skills you'll be able to use here. It's not con. It's definitely not con because you're not conning him. The closest thing you have may be leadership or reputation as a criminal. That might be one of these. But I don't think it's either of these. No, it's bargain. Like negotiating with him, like trying to get him on your side. It's either something like persuasion or convince or bargain. And you don't have any of these. Let's just roll for your skill. You rolled an 8. And an 8 is not good. You have a skill of 6 and no special skill to convince people to be on your side. Which means this necromancer turns around and flees. Now, as I said, there's no other opening to this room. There's no other doorway or opening he can flee into. What he does, he just jumps into... there's definitely a persuasion skill. There definitely is a bargain, persuasion, or convince. I don't remember the name of the persuasion skill. There definitely is. You just don't have it. But what he does, he jumps into one of the stone coffins that are in the side of the room. And you realize when he jumps into it, it's actually a secret tunnel. It opens down into the earth, like lower into a lower level of this tunnel complex, and he just jumps into and disappears. What do you do? Cast your vote. Yeah, I mean, if the skill doesn't exist in the book, I'm just gonna invent it. If you want to learn it, that's fine. You can learn a new skill, and we'll just give it a name. Like, either bargain does exist, but we can invent a convince, persuade, diplomacy, something like that. Cooperate. All right, so 1 vote dagger, 1 vote fist. Right. Okay, so there's 2 votes, quite diametrically opposed, I would say. One being direct, one staying here and just taking his stuff. Both of these options I can get behind. Any other votes before I am the tiebreaker? Or I'm forced to be the tiebreaker? No? No votes? Itai, nothing that you wanna... Alright. Cool. So, telling the votes, there's 1 for dagger, 1 for fist. I think I'm gonna go with fist. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with fist, which means just running after him. Just try to catch him, be quicker than he is, and also because we voted palm before, and Sally concedes this vote. I appreciate it. So yeah, because you voted palm before and you're trying to be like open and convincing, you shout after him and you go, I want to cooperate with you. There's no way to be afraid, no reason to be afraid. We can just cooperate here. He still doesn't really want you to follow, and he tries to get away. So let's roll. Let's roll to see how quickly you can run after him. You don't have athletics. No athletics. Yeah, but he's a necromancer. He's not very skilled. He has only 5 skill. You have 6. He has 5. Let's roll an opposed test. So he rolls first, and he rolls a 7, and you roll a 2. Oh no! Oh, a 2 is terrible. You walk out into another underground tunnel. It's even lower than before, and this one is definitely a newer construction. It's not decades and decades old. Somebody dug this tunnel, and this one is not properly built with stone. It's just reinforced with wooden bars on the holding up like the ceiling. It's dank, and there's a faint smell of death in here. Something dead is going on in these tunnels, and he is completely gone. You feel completely alone and exposed. If he's hiding behind some corner, it's you just can't see anything. He can be anywhere, laying in ambush, calling on friends, waking more ghouls. All right, time for you to tell me what you do. What is going to be your next action? Hear spell. Dagger. Cool. Let's go back. All right. 1 dagger, 2 votes for book. 2 votes for being careful. Right, so for book, I am gonna try to get you more information about what's happening by casting the hear spell. Again, you need to see what's going on in order to hear. But let's try to cast hear on the shadows that you can see ahead in the tunnel, and see if there's any kind of new information to be gleaned from what's going on there. You roll a 5. That's excellent. It's a success. There is something happening there. There's some movement, and you can hear more than one person. There's more than one set of footsteps echoing through a distant part of the tunnel. Straight ahead, about like 20 meters ahead. The light of the lantern barely reaches there. There's barely anything there. And if anyone is there peeking behind some corner, they're obviously seeing you because you have your lantern in your hands. So, we're now going to go with the other suggestion that we had, which is to go back. You climb back up. There's comfortable handholds, like a stone ladder, stone bars that have been set into the wall. You can use them to climb up. You do it carefully so as not to slip and fall. You walk back, you climb back out of the stone coffin, and you see the corpses around you. Quite fresh dead corpses, already stinky, but haven't been animated into ghouls yet. And now you look around, and you see if there's anything useful here that you can either investigate or take for yourself. You have like an investigation skill when you're looking through people's stuff. To be a good burglar, you should have some kind of investigation skill, but you don't. Awareness is not the right thing. Sleight of hand, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, you don't really. You just have your regular skill. Let's roll and see. Actually, you know what? The right thing to do was rolling luck, so we just did that. We rolled luck, and you missed. Your luck is down to 6, and you rolled a 10, which is over 7, which is what you needed. So you don't get lucky. So you find a bunch of stuff. Let's decide what you find. Some wizards. Something that wizards use, something useful. There's going to be, first of all, a ritual dagger. A ritual dagger is the first thing you see there. It seems to be ritualistic, means that it actually belongs to some kind of cult. It belongs to some kind of group of people. It's not just a dagger. It's a dagger used to treat corpses and to maybe sacrifice living things. And it's slightly curved. uh, but it's supposed to be used as part of some kind of um, uh, religious ceremony of some sort, some kind of religious ritual. So you do find this dagger. There's this ritualistic dagger, and the other thing you find is, well, let's say they have a symbol as well. What is going to be their symbol? If there's the Church of the Flower and the Axe, which is the direct, being open and direct faction, what's going to be the faction that's opposed to it? One that believes in doing everything, like a faction of spies, spying around. Let's have some suggestions in chat of what's going to be the symbol for them, like a, not exactly a holy symbol, but a symbol for a faction of spies. And an eye, cloud, snake, eye, tree. Why tree though? Cloud, snake, or eye. So an eye seems to be an idea that popped up with two different people. So let's have a symbol which is an eye circled by a snake, mirroring the axe in the middle of the flower. So it's an eye circle tree with a closed eyes. Oh, that's also cool. Oh, so taking a long time to grow and to reach maturity. So like long-term plans. It's a cult that values super long-term plans that take years and years, maybe even generation, to come to fruition. So it is a tree, and the fruit of the tree is a closed eye. So there's like a tree and some closed eyes, some tiny closed eye symbols on them, and the closed eyes are actually like small gems, small light blue gems in the tree. I don't know what material this symbol is made of. It's not going to be silver. What is the metal of secrets? Metal of keeping secrets. I wonder what it is. But whatever metal it is, the small eyes are small blue gems inside it. Do you take both of these things? Let's oh, I like obsidian. It's not even metal. It's obsidian. That's cool. Alrighty, Ty. If you can stay for a couple more minutes, we're gonna be done very soon, and we're gonna spend the experience that you get for this adventure. So like 5 or 10 minutes until we are completely done for the day. If you wanna, obsidian. Well, it's a fantasy world. It's a fantasy world. So just tell me if you want to be, if you want to take both of these, the ritual dagger and the obsidian symbol of the secretive cult. You want to take both of them or just one of them? Sal wants to take both. Itai also in favor of taking both. So that's 2 votes for taking both. Yeah, sure. Everyone wants to take both. Obsidian symbol of a tree with closed eyes as the fruit. Eyes are pale blue gems. And a ritual, a curved ritual dagger. Cool. So you have these new treasures. When you realize that there's more noises that you can't really place, you don't know exactly how close they are, how many people these are, if they're talking or is it mumbling of something inhuman. It's all coming from the tunnel down below, down the tunnel that's going down from the stone coffin. So you decide that discretion is the best part of valor. You did your job, and you found out some stuff in this underground network of tunnels underneath the old well network, and you might share this information with someone and maybe come back in the future. You also leave a note. The note is, I want to talk. If you want to continue your actions, meet me under the bridge. If not, I will not be alone. If not, I will not be alone? Or will you not be alone anyway? Oh, if you're a man of the sneaky thorn, come on the bridge if you want to cooperate. Okay, cool. So you're trying to set a meeting. You're trying to set a meeting. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write that down. That you left a note for the necromancer to meet you under the bridge. That might happen. That might happen in the future. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a future episode, maybe next week or a little after. We won't be alone next time we come down. With a threat. If they do not cooperate, we'll bring friends to hunt them. Yeah, definitely. We can bring some friends if we want to. Alright, cool. So that's the end of today's adventure. You climb back up the same well you came down. The rope is still there. Luckily, nobody touched it. You climb up and you see that around you, probably no one even noticed anything happened. It's still the dead of night, and you're still in the same small small courtyard surrounded with small buildings around you. And you walk away. You get some gold for the ghoul hands from Garland Gerbalteeth, the alchemist. So he takes the ghoul hands, you don't have them anymore, and you get 2 gold pieces, up to 11 gold pieces for the useful ghoul hands that you got in. He says, yes, thank you, I can use them to make potions of superhuman strength. Potions of strength and salves that give you great strength with your hands to pry open bars and deliver mighty blows. Sure, yeah, you can buy a potion of strength. So you can pay 1 gold piece down to 10, and you buy a potion of strength. It does all the things you expect it to do. There is a strength special skill. You don't have the strength special skill, but to just use your brute force to do things, break open doors and chests and stuff. So that potion of strength increases your strength, your special strength skill, for a while by a lot, and also increases the damage you do in a fight. So that's what the potion does. He will prepare a potion for you, and it might take him like a day, but eventually you get this potion of strength, and the next adventure you're going to have it with you. Now you get experience. Best part of today's adventure, because there's been quite a few fights and you were very crafty and clever. You got 50 experience points, and now you choose what to do with them. I'll remind you, you can increase special skills, you can buy new special skills, so you can either increase the ones you already have. The higher the skill is, the more expensive it gets to increase, of course. So increasing 1 to 2 is less expensive than increasing a skill from 2 to 3. You can increase your stats. This is more expensive. It costs more experience to increase your actual main stats, your skill, stamina, luck, and so on. And you can what else? A charisma style. Yeah, everyone wants a charisma style skill. Let's see. What else you can get? There was other stuff that you could experience. Yes, so you can increase your skill, magic, stamina, a special skill, get more magic points, which you don't really need more of right now. A new special skill, a new cantrip. You can learn more cantrips. You can acquire new spells, but you don't have wizardry right now. And you can gain a new talent. A new talent is 200 experience points. So right now it's a bit much. Yeah, so a new skill is 20 XP. So you can get a persuasion skill. How will we call it? We didn't find a persuasion skill exactly. But let's call it persuasion. I think it's a good name. We'll take it at 1. So that cost us 20. Oh shit, what was that? It's terrible. What's going on? Stamina. Is these things changed? I don't know. Oh, roll 20. Is there any other ways to annoy that you will discover? Alright. Right, persuasion 1, experience goes down to 30. And now you can maybe... Yeah, so you can have an investigation skill. That definitely could work. Actually look through. You've been looking through people's belongings quite a bit in these adventures. You can get investigate, which is, again, it's not a skill that's native in the game, but it exists in Dungeons and Dragons and other kinds of games. It's kind of clear what you can do with it. You can get a new skill, and you can also buy a cantrip. A cantrip is 10 experience points. Oh, you can get both. Yeah, you can get both a cantrip, which is 10 experience points, plus another 20 to buy an investigate. You can also learn to sword fight. Yeah, learn to use your longsword. Your very probably magical longsword. Even named longsword, called Protector. Again, it'll cost 20 XP. 20 experience points, you could get sword fighting. Sword fighting and a cantrip. Okay, so you want to start using your sword to fight, which is cool. With investigation next time. Cool. Alright. So what kind of cantrip are you looking for? Do you have any idea of what you want? Because there is a list of cantrips available. But I don't know if I want to start listing the entire list right now. Let me see if I can find any cool cantrips. There's a mistake cantrip, which makes somebody make a mistake. Grease. Oh, grease. Grease is cool. There is a grease cantrip. What is it called? There's an attraction cantrip, which makes people be attracted. There is burn. There's small flame. You can make a small flame. It doesn't do significant damage. No significant damage. It just makes a small flame. You can ignite stuff. Mistake. This cantrip must be cast on one target within eyesight. If this test is, if the test is blah blah blah, the target makes a small mistake. If you make the spell, the target makes a small mistake. Whilst it will not affect combat, it will, however, cause someone to make a mistake when writing something down, take a wrong turn, mix the wrong two potions together, or misweigh an item to be bought or sold. Nice. Just, it's not a combat cantrip. The director may rule that the spell does not work if the effect is too major, or may apply a modifier to the spell casting test. Cool. That's possible. There's also a slip cantrip. Slip cantrip is, let's see, causes one target within 10 meters to slip as if on a banana skin underfoot. Generally a -2 penalty to physical actions for 1 round. This actually does affect combat. It gives the slip cantrip makes people actually get like a penalty in combat. All right, what else? There's no grease cantrip, but we can invent one. The slip does something very similar though. Kind of makes one person slip. Yeah. So make a vote. Make a vote. You're 3 people. You need to. You can vote if you want the slip. It's not grease. It doesn't affect the surface. Grease is like a more powerful. It's actual. You need to be an actual wizard to do it. It's either slip, which is on 1 person, or mistake, which again is on 1 target. Right. So either mistake or slip. Make a vote right now of which one of these you prefer. 1 vote for slip. In combat, yeah. Slip or find utility. Let's go with slip. Okay, so we're gonna go with slip. You can make people slip. It's like it's just a few seconds, like 1 slip, but it is gonna affect them and give them a significant minus, like -2 in a combat or in any kind of physical. If you're in a chase or something, they're going to be significantly disadvantaged. When chasing you or you're chasing them, you can cause them to slip. So that's cool. And you learn the swords skill. I'm going to put it here in the fighting section. So we have swords 1. You can now use a sword experience back down to 0. And you can start wielding Protector. Utility? They're all utility. There's very useful ones. There's Mend, you can repair things. There's Honesty. Honesty can make people tell the truth. Just one thing. There's Heat and there's Cool. It makes things very cold or very hot. Dry. There's Entertain. Entertain makes a small entertaining illusion on your hand. Honesty can be very useful, yes. There's Extinguish. It puts out a small fire up to about a lamp. Like you could put out a lantern or a lamp. Not a big bonfire. There is a Glimmer. It makes a little light in the darkness, like noise just for lights. There's Noise. You already have Noise. There's quite a few. There's Push. You can push something, like shove something really hard. Okay, so very cool. There are a lot of little cantrips. Just ask for what you need. Any ideas? If there's something similar, I will tell you what it is. If not, we'll just make something up next time. Cool. Thank you very much for joining us. As always, Mondays at 9 is Questions of the Alpalore. Saturday at 9 is Tarren's Adventures. This was our 3rd episode, and I think this one went more smoothly than the previous ones. This vote, the vote without the suggestions right away while we're voting, was kind of like a good choice, although we kind of snuck in some suggestions in between, which made it more richer and like a better experience generally. Just while the vote is going on, I think we should stay away from specific suggestions. It seemed to work pretty well today. Thank you everyone who joined. And we'll see you Monday or Saturday or whenever it is you choose to join us again. And until next time, play hard, stay safe, and good night.